Right, welcome back. Just a quick update. As the interior is pretty much done now, it's time to start work on the main body shell. Now, as you can see on the body shell, inside and out, done with a grey primer. What I'm going to do is that section there on the interior, where it's the same on that as well, the same pattern as it were. I'm going to paint that all in white with the white primer, and also on the section there with the curtains on the door. Once the white primer is dry, and then I'm going to get the body ready for its main coat of paint, which will be the gloss black. Stay with me. Right guys, welcome back. Another quick update for you. As you can see, I've masked off and painted in the white primer all underneath as well. Basically masked off wherever you can see grey with a combination of electrical tape, normal household masking tape and a bit of newspaper for the front here. But now she's all ready for the main black gloss coat. Stay with me. Right guys, welcome back. As you can see, I've spray painted the gloss black on in the Halford spray can. Basically what I did is I just masked off the white areas with some electrical tape, inside and out, and on the other side. And then I spray painted the top and then turned it over and spray painted underneath. And I can actually say it's turned out really, really well. I mean, obviously there, I've still got to touch that up with some normal black paint with a brush, and then obviously gloss it to match the actual gloss coat, but not too bad. I did have a bit of an issue with those outer edges there where I had a bit of touch of paint bleed, but touching it up with some white paint, it's gone down really, really well. So now I could start hand detailing. Stay with me. Right, hi guys, welcome back. Now, I said I was going to take the roof off to get inside there with the interior. I decided against it in the end because, to be honest, it was a bit of a pain in the arse in parts, especially, put that down, especially right in the corners there, especially right in there. But it wasn't too bad, so I left it on in the end because I didn't think it would be structurally sound if I took the roof off. But as you can see, I've done the interior. 4 coats of red later, much like on the interior tub with those patterns there. It's got a shine to it because I haven't put the matte coat on yet. So I did all that, as you can see. You can also see that I've done the curtains inside and out with the number 7 gloss enamel timlet from Humbrol, which is buff. So I painted those, took a couple of coats. Now what I wanted to do is I wanted to get a haggard look. So what I did with the Citadel Agrax Erk Shade Wash, just went over a few times, and then using the number 26 brown, went down the folds of each curtain, like I said, to give it a more haggard look, and I think it's turned out really nice, not too bad at all. And on the other side as well, as you can see. Now on the interior part of it, I haven't got the steadiest hands ever. You can see that I've tried to recreate the folds with the number 26 brown. It's not the best job ever in the world, as you can see, but it'll do. You're not going to really see that anyway once the interior's tub's in. You can also see that I've done the window frame with the silver, both sides and inside as well, and I don't think it looks too bad, not too bad at all. I've had to touch it with a black wearing the silver frame, as you can see, and on the other side. But once the Humbrol gloss coat goes down, it'll look the same as the gloss Halford's black. But not too bad at all. All I've got to do now is seal it, ready for the interior tub to go in. Stay with me. Okay guys, welcome back. As you can see, I've now put the interior tub into the main body shell. As you can see, you have to install it from the back, but the seats will touch the top of there, so you've got to manoeuvre it in. I did get it in eventually. Just inside there on the side wall of the body shell, the interior body shell, I did scratch it a little bit, and on that side as well, you can't see it, so I'm going to touch those up with a bit of red. I didn't need to put any glue on those two edges there, but on that edge there and that edge there and all the way around back of the seat, I've put a drop of glue in, and the masking tape is holding that down, so hopefully when the masking tape comes off tomorrow, it should be a really good seal. But that's where I'm sitting at the moment, guys. Stay with me. Guys, welcome back. A bit more work on the Munster Koach. As you can see, it is now mounted on the chassis. There's a lip there and there's a lip on that side as well. You push the chassis in between those lips. You run the glue all the way down. You can see the glue marks. So that's that. Then wrap some tape around to keep it in place. Then you got round this, like round by near the front bumper, and that's clipped into place and then glued. So it's gone on really, really nice. As you can see, I've took the wheels off because I wanted it to rest on its own like that. Give it more of a sturdy fix. I've also gone and done started on the seats. You got this. That's the back of the seat, and that slots into them little slots there like that. You can see that I've put some holes in, because what I'm going to do, I use this to clean my glue nozzle out. I'm going to get one of these food ties and then put it in the hole and then curl it round like that for the armrests, because there's no armrests in this kit. Also, you can see on the back that I've got my modelling put in, filled those channels in because I didn't want them to show at all, and then I've drilled a couple of holes for the supports to go onto. As you can see, there's a couple of notches and those will rest in there. My only concern is though, when I put the back on the seat, you can see there's a couple of notches there, but there's nothing up here to support it, so it's going to be glued right onto the back of the fascia, so I'm hoping that's going to hold. Them notches will serve at the bottom to grip into, but I don't think they're going to provide much support, so we'll see when I glue those on. And last but not least, the crown pieces. Upon further research, most of the pieces that I'm on the front of the engine and the actual lamp holders that go on the side there and around the back, they're actually in brass. So using the number 54 metallic brass in Humbrol, I've decided to give them a coat of brass. Obviously the side engine exhausts, they look silver, so I'm going to hang them through the sides, but everything else is brass. I put one coat on so far. I'm just waiting for this to dry so I can put the second coat on. But I'm getting there. Stay with me. Right guys, welcome back. As you can see, I'm in the first phase of final construction. I've glued the supports on for the awning. And then you've got a lamp here, as you can see, all done in the final coat of brass. Now, upon further research, there's supposed to be glass pieces in there, so I've just painted on the silver to replicate the glass, and on the other side as well. And then you've got the support there for the awning. Now you can see that I've put a bit of tape round just to hold on the lamps, because I've had to widen the hole slightly because the bottom will keep wanting to pop out, so that's what the tape's for. Then comes the grille, 3 coats of brass and 1 coat of Humbrol matte coat. I ran some glue under there and on the side of the engine housing, and then glued that into place, and the tape's holding that into place, so I'll wait for that to dry. And then using the metallic brass again, I've done the raised detailing on the fenders, as you can see, and on the front bumper. I've still got to put another coat on, and then I've got to tidy around the edges like I've done with the rear fenders. So I've got some black matte and then tidied that up, and then with the Humbrol gloss coat, once that goes down and dries, it'll blend in with the rest of the gloss for the Halfords black. I've also done a bit of parts as well. You've got those steps there which will go on the side there. Those are painted in the gunmetal, so I've done those. You can see that I've done all the rest of the brass pieces. You've got the brass horn, you've got the handles that will go on the side there. Then that's a lamp that goes on the back, and then you've got the starting rod. So those are all done and sealed, so I've got to wait to put those on. I've cut these two lamps off of there as well and put the glass piece in, well, the plastic to represent the glass. Upon further research, like those, it's them supposed to be clear glass as well. So I've just painted a bit of silver on all the way around in the squares, and then all I've got to do now is just mount the spider web decals. So that's those almost finished. I've still got to do the seat. I've got a couple more coats of red to put on that, and on the underneath as well, as you can see. And last but not least is the front window. Painted it in the silver, and as you can just make out, I've put the cobweb decals on and I've sealed those with a Humbrol gloss coat. But that's where I'm sitting at the moment. Almost finished. Stay with me. Right guys, welcome back. As you can see, I've done some more construction. You can see that I've decaled the spider web onto the lamps, the headlamps. I've also glued the headlamps into the little supports there. I mean, they're not the strongest ever. I mean, as you can see, they're still wobbling with my normal Revel glue. I don't know if they'll come off over time, but like I said, I've sealed the decals. You can see that I've put the exhaust tubes into the side. They actually go through the side of the main body. Now basically, when I was trying to move those into place, it was a bit of a pain in the arse getting it to connect to the engine. Again, using that all water glue, I got it to stick, and I had to hold each one down for about 2 or 3 minutes before the glue went tacky. But the engine block decided to dismount away from where I glued it on. I haven't glued the engine back in, as you can see, it's still wobbly, but the engine tube exhausts, I'm holding it into place, both sides. You can also see that I've glued the coffin handles on as well, so those are glued on as well. Hopefully they won't come off, because I've had to glue them onto the bare fascia. And then last but not least, you can see that I've glued the rear seat onto the body. Then putting it on its end, I'm just moving my fingers to support the back end. You can see that I've glued it onto the bare fascia. I've had to use super glue, unfortunately, because my normal model glue just will not hold it. Basically what I did is I cleaned some of the, I stripped some of the gloss black off and then glued it onto the primered surface. And you can also see that I've glued the supports onto the back of the seat, and I've also, using with my food toys, created some armrests. They're not asymmetrical, but they'll do. I haven't glued those into place, I just slot it into place. But the bit where I stripped off some of the black gloss, I used some of my isopropyl alcohol, just rubbed it down to the primer, and then used the super glue to glue those on to the better surface as opposed to the actual where I painted the gloss on. But all I've got to do now is just the steps, the starting handle, the horn and the rear fenders, and then it's ready for decaling. Stay with me.